not automatically. However, we don't know what the results are. Say this beautiful young lady is carrying a child. I don't expect you will again, but carrying a child, and she eats genetically modified oatmeal. You eat oatmeal?
I eat it.
You've been known to eat oatmeal. It's very healthy for you. She gets genetically modified meat. The meat in her sandwich has been from genetically modified animals, so on and so forth. And so the child is born. And the child looks fine and looks healthy, but who knows what's going to turn up in 10 years, or 15 years, or even the first 8 or 10 months. We don't know what the results of this artificial food are going to be. So, I say to you, eat your tomatoes, don't buy canned tomatoes, okay? These people want to force the use of more chemicals, destroy the earth, uproot farmers, and give us bad food. All of that is pretty emotional, but it is true enough. Now this is part of when we begin to craft individual solutions. Individuals, not one person at a time. Individuals that have grouped together. What would we call it? A clan, a tribe, a family, or even a community. A group of people, small enough to where every voice can be heard, large enough to where it has a range of skills and backgrounds and willingness. And that's the way we can go forward. But we've got to depend on ourselves, and we've got to turn our backs on, it sounds so pushy to say, get rid of the things that are easy to do and do the hard things, but we've lost our value in human labor, human power. Every mouth comes with a pair of hands. And if economic collapse along civilization, and that's what I'm talking about, economic collapse, yes, there's climate change, but that's not going to do it. Yes, there is less and less easy energy from oil. That's not going to do it. It's going to be the money. And it's going fast. Greece and Spain have already gone down. They've declared bankruptcy. This government, lying to us as it does, will not admit it until it can't be hidden. But it's coming here. Very, very fast. So if that means the collapse of the long-distance food plan, which it will be, I think some of you were in the class the other day when I mentioned Robert Rodale. Anybody know who he is? Generation back they would have known, but his fame has faded since he's been gone. Rodale founded Organic Gardening magazine, but that was an outgrowth of his organic farms there in Pennsylvania. And he once said in a lecture, we grow great carrots here in Pennsylvania. They're beautifully colored, they're very nutritious, they're healthy, they're big, all of the things you would want from a carrot. And our farmers sell them to the companies. And the companies load all these carrots into big trucks, and they drive them to California, where they grow really good carrots. They're nutritious, they're fine color, they have all of the virtues. Now, what is the sense in that? Think about it. So, we need to think about not only that aspect of our life, but it's one of the big changes that we need to make. Why are we different? In what ways are we different from those people, perhaps those that crossed the Bering Straits, the first humans that came here? We are different animals, and so we can understand more. 40,000 years ago, is that right? Yeah, 4,000. the neocortex of the brain began to appear, began to evolve. Our earliest ancestors were not exactly like us, and we are not exactly as the next era of humans will be. But we have discovered now how to think in symbols as well as the actual. We can see an owl, and while knowing it is an owl, a bird with feathers, it is the symbol of what? Wisdom, indeed. So we think in imaginary terms, and that connects us to everything else that we're doing. We are more than physical. We can think of food and what we need, and yet we can also learn about what other values it had other than filling your stomach. We can go in a number of directions. We have, for a number of hundreds of years, we have been a species that looks to a leader. Looks to a leader always. Now the leader may be forced upon us. There are forms of government that is. Or we may think that we had something to do with the leader that was there, but we do not realize that individually we could be doing about the same thing. So as we move through these changes, these transitions, we will need to respect our own neocortex, our own symbolism, and that sort of thing. We are pushed by necessity and pulled by opportunity these days. We are being challenged to finally grow up. Humanity has had the longest childhood any spirit has ever had. All species grow up fast. Baby birds, 6 weeks, and they're flying just like they're grown-ups. Horses, a baby horse, once it's born, within minutes, it's up on its 4 feet. Kittens and dogs are dependent on the mother for nourishment, but they are growing all the time and physically able to get about. We have a childhood, part of it socially induced, of about 18 years when you think about it. Because up until that time, Mom and Daddy are going to provide for you. You're going to have what you need or what they can give you, and you're not going to have to make decisions, and you're not going to have to make big choices. And then you graduate from college, high school, or whatever occasion the 18 years is, and they say, you've grown up, there's the world. And we have to face it. Well, our species is now at that point. We've had all these years, millennia, to become adult enough to stop our playing and begin taking responsibility. And Gaia has said, pretty worried about you. You're delaying your growth very much. But I'm tired of messing with you. You're grown up now. Do it. And I think that this may be our last chance. I don't know. This is a sacred opportunity. We are the people we've been waiting for. We are the leaders and the wise people that we keep saying out there. We are the saints, if you will. We are the ones that are here because we made the choice, held our hand up, and said, yep, I'll go up there and try, or out there, or over there. And so we are here to do this job. It is an incredible moment in time. More than one famous speaker has said, it's never happened before like this. And it's true. The causes and results are impinging all the way over. We've lost a lot of our inherent knowledge because we keep reaching for the pretty ball, I've got that new toy, that new idea, and we let all these things go. Neighbor and I live in a small town in West Virginia, and generation and generation of people have lived in the mountains of West Virginia and lived very comfortably and well off without a lot of the new stuff that's going on in the world. A lot of the so-called luxuries and that kind of thing. But the present generation doesn't know how to make cornbread. They don't know how to shoe a horse. They don't know how that, all of those knowledges of human power and close community, even though they were extremely active, maybe as recently as the grandparents. No, we're going to be modern. We want white bread baked in a bakery somewhere and wrapped up in plastic. We don't want milk from a cow. We want milk that says lactate or soy milk or something. We feel more grown up and more citified. And you don't find people with those knowledges. If you know anybody over 60, 70 years old that has some of the knowledges from the days when human power was better, get a tape recorder, get to them, find out how people thought, how they did what they did, why they did what they did. Because the stories will be the things to carry us on. Thought focused through purposeful action can complete itself through your powerful energy and allow change to manifest. We call it magic, don't we? But that's precisely what it is. Magic or science, no matter what you call it. The most powerful force is thought.
Can you pause for a minute, please?